All right, Shaye Baker here for Bassmaster. We got Trey McKinney on the line out there at Lake Eufaula, Oklahoma for stop 2 of Division 2. Looks like you got a hoodie on, so it's kind of nice and cool up there.
It is like I know we've had some mixed weather, man. We've had some wind, we've had some rain, and as of right now, we got a little front trying to push in. So we had that rain yesterday, as you guys can see. It's kind of dirty. Before it was kind of that stain, kind of that perfect clarity, but now it's kind of dirty. So we've been trying to get on the bite something a little bit brighter.
So it looks like, rip rap there. Is there a lot of that kind of stuff? A lot of rock, a lot of wood? What's the cover look like there?
This place is covered with rock. I mean, it's Oklahoma. It's got clay. It's got rock. It's got dirty water. You can get into a little bit of cleaner water once you go to towards the dam side. It's not as much of that clay stuff like that. But here we're kind of back up in it, and as you guys can see, the runoff or whatever from that red. They got that kind of red colors clay down here, and it muddies it up pretty quick.
What's kind of give a lay of the lake? So is it a big river fed lake? Is it a big highland reservoir? What's the lake kind of look like overall?
Absolutely. It's kind of like, for me, I kind of break it down to like three different lakes. I mean, it kind of sounds funny, but you got towards the dam part, you have even like I guess a narrow that it goes through. It's kind of one big body, and it kind of goes through a narrow into another, which will be taken off of like out of Eufaula, the city there at the Cove Marina. That's kind of like a totally different lake. So there's so many different ways. They all fish, I think, kind of different. You kind of got a little clear water, fish that deeper, like 10, 12, stuff like that for those post spawn bass, anything else like that. So most of them, it seemed to be done. Basically all. You might have a few still trying to guard fry somewhere, but we haven't seen it. So that's why, like anything like this, as you guys can see, like causeways, bridges, anything else like that, postpone bat love to just like follow something to move out real slowly sometimes because they can kind of pull out the deeper water. It's right there. It's within 10 foot of each other of deep water to shallow water. So it's definitely a good thing. They got a lot of them. That's what we're trying to figure out where they are.
So do you the weather? I've seen posts from different guys. Daryl Gleason, like as soon as he put in the other day, he just got drenched in rain and took
Yeah.
right back out. Is the weather predicted to continue to do this off and on? Is it going to continue to muddy things up?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. It's kind of a new thing for me here. I know we had one day of rain and it's already got pretty dirty. So I'd hate to see what a whole lot of rain would do. But it's one of them things. I feel like it could help some guys and hurt some guys. Like, I mean, if you like throw moving bait stuff like this, it's a 2.5 or 4.0 stuff like that. I mean, it's great for it. Dirty water. Sometimes you can. It's better they relate to stuff. They sit real close. If I can if you're in the dark, you kind of want to like want your hand touching something. You want close to something. And I think the fish kind of do the same thing. If it's clear, whatever, you feel fine just out in the middle of the room. But when it gets that darker, you try to like relate to something. So it's kind of the same thing for them. So it can help some guys, it can hurt some guys. But today we got like a 20%, 30% chance off and on, as you guys can see with the cloud cover. But tomorrow I think we got a little bit of a front moving in, a little bit of I know they said some scattered thunderstorms, stuff like that. So we'll just have to see, honestly.
So you said most of the spawning activity is over with, but is there a shad spawn? Do you predict any of that kind of stuff early in the morning?
That's another thing with these causeways. If there is one, sometimes you can target it, and we've been trying. There's been a few that kind of follow the bait, kind of try to like act like they're trying to, but it's one of the things we haven't seen of that real. If it is, it's a late one.
Yeah,
If there's just barely a little bit of it left.
I got you. So what do you think the weight's going to be like for this one?
Yeah, there were some local tournaments going on, like the hog hunters and stuff like that. Public information. You can look at the weights and everything else like that. And, you know, it's hard to say. It took 19 for the hog hunters, but the same thing you got to think about is that's a team, local event, stuff like that. So you can at least take a few pounds off of that sometimes. Usually, if there's a local tournament, say 18 pounds, you take a pound and a half off usually for like a solo event. And because these guys are high level in this thing, man. There's some hammers in here. Ben Milliken, such and such, John Garrett. I mean, there's crazy amount of talent out in this field. So I'd say 15 pounds a day, no matter what, you're going to be pretty safe. Um, 15 pounds a day, I feel like definitely going to do you pretty good. If you can do it again, it's one of the things you got to do it 2 days in a row. But I think 15 pounds straight across the board, I think going to do you pretty good for just placing. But I'd say 18, somewhere in the 18 mark, I would range to win it today.
I guess. And you're sitting in third in the points right now, aren't you? The EQ
Yes.
points. That's got to be feeling pretty good. I'm assuming you're trying to make it to the elites.
Yes, sir. It's one of them things where it's a whole lot better than playing catch up. But like you said, you got to keep it straight. We can't have none of this, none of this. We got to keep it straight. So hopefully we can just kind of keep that top range. Anything else like that, that top quarter, either a check range, anything else like that, just to keep us in the points. We can't have no bombs. We got to have 5 fish a day, no matter what. So it's kind of nerve wracking, you know. It puts a lot of pressure, but it is better than being farther back and worrying about swinging for it.
Yeah, and pretty much a little over halfway through. How many opens are left now?
I should be 5.
5. So this
Yes,
is
sir.
the midway point then.
Yes, sir.
You ready for the smallmouth swing up north? Y'all only go up there for one tournament, right?
Yes, sir. I think one tournament it's gonna be pretty exciting. Like another thing, I mean, you catch 18 pounds a day up there, you get a pat on the back some days, you know.
Yeah.
So it's definitely different. I've never targeted a whole bunch of smallmouth. Like I've caught here and there. I went up there for spawning. So it's gonna be interesting. I think a lot of guys are gonna have a lot of fun. I think the weights are gonna be impressive. Maybe just have to see when we get up there for sure. I'm excited.
All right. Well, appreciate you taking some time with us this morning, Trey. Good luck out there. Hope you can keep the ball rolling.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. Have a good day.
All right. You too.